Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chiva narottamam devisam vizatim vyasam tato jayam hudirayet nashtaprayesh vabhadarishu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati neshtiki. Hare Krishna. Do you understand English? Yes. Okay, perfect. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 3, and this chapter is entitled The Marriage of Sukanya and Shavana Muni. And it should be the verse number 10. And the verse is going as follows. Sukanya Shavanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Pinayama Sachitagna Apramata Nuvrititbihi. Is there any verse written on the board? No.
Okay.
So
It's
number 9.3.10.
no.
Okay, okay, drop it. Thank you.
Anyway, Shantanu forgot to write.
It's
okay.
still a little bit sick.
So it's Sukanya Shavanam Prapya Patim Paramakopanam Prinayam Sachitagna Apramatanuvrititbi. So I will do word for word. Sukanya, the girl named Sukanya,
The girl named Sukanya,
the daughter of King Saryati.
the daughter of King Saryati.
Shavanam,
Shavanam,
the great sage Shavanamuni.
the great sage Shavanamuni.
Prapya,
Parapya,
after obtaining
Patim,
as her husband,
his husband,
Paramakopanam,
Paramakalpana,
who was always very angry,
who was always very angry.
Prinayamasa, she satisfied him.
She satisfied him.
Shitagna, understanding the mind of her husband.
Understanding the mind of her husband.
Apramata nuvritibihi,
Apramata,
nuvritibihi, by executing services
by executing services
without being bewildered.
without being bewildered.
Translation by His Divine Grace, ici Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Shavana Muni was very irritable. Since Sukanya had gotten him as her husband, she dealt with him carefully, according to his mood. Knowing his mind, she performed service to him without being bewildered. Purport. This is an indication of the relationship between husband and wife. A great personality like Shyavanamuni has the temperament of always wanting to be in a superior position. Such a person cannot submit to anyone. Therefore, Shyavanamuni had an irritable temperament. His wife Sukanya could understand his attitude and, under circumstances, she treated him accordingly. If any wife wants to be happy with her husband, she must try to understand her husband's temperament and please him. This is victory for a woman. Even in the dealing of Lord Krishna with his different queens, it has been seen that although the queens were the daughters of great kings, they placed themselves before Lord Krishna as maidservants. However great a woman may be, she must place herself before her husband in this way. This is to say, she must be ready to carry out her husband's orders and please him in all circumstances. Then her life will be successful. When the wife becomes as irritable as the husband, their life as home is sure to be disturbed or ultimately completely broken. In the modern day, the wife is never submissive and therefore home life is broken even by slight incidents. Either the wife or the husband may take advantage of the divorce laws. According to the Vedic law, however, there is no such thing as divorce laws, and a woman must be trained to be submissive to the will of her husband. Westerners contend that this is a slave mentality for the wife, but factually it is not. It is the tactic by which a woman can conquer the heart of her husband, however irritable or cruel he may be. In this case, we clearly see that although Shravana Muni was not young, but indeed old enough to be Sukanya's grandfather, and was also very irritable, Sukanya, the beautiful young daughter of a king, submitted herself to her old husband and tried to please him in all respects. Thus, she was a faithful and chaste wife. Om Agyantimirandasya Ganangala Shalakaya Shakshurmitamyena Tasme Shigurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutare Svayam Rupam Kadamayam Datati Svapadam Tikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamaram Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganana Gunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Tam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshvari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Planamami Hari Priye Pancha Karpataru Vyasha Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. So today the purport of Prabhupada is really like a thunderbolt, especially 50 years ago. You have to imagine. What is it 50 years ago? It was better, but it was even more revolutionary to speak about that. When in America was acting for the liberation of the woman, for the right of votes, and for equality, now it has been widely admitted, even though there is always contest for one's own position to be superior to another, isn't it? We always try to compete with others, and even in the same family, now the husband and the wife are putting themselves into conflict. Who will have the superior position? Who will drive the children? Who will manage the money? Who will be the one dictating the goal of one's own family? So therefore, Vedic scriptures try to establish a simple fact that man has to be the ruler as the same as Krishna has ruled over the queens 5,000 years ago. There is no saying that woman spiritually is in an inferior position. And we have always this tendency when we talk about the submissive position of a woman in the couple, in the family, we think that this is a bad position. But spiritually they are all the same. And the fact is, by submissive attitude, we are trying to perform bhakti. We are trying to win the heart, not only of the husband, but of the supreme husband. Isn't it? So here, Shravana Muni, even though he is the dictator of her wife, he is presented as lower in terms of qualities. He is presented as a great sage, as a great personality, but he has been conquered by the submissive attitude of her wife. So we have to understand that in this world, as soon as we try to take the position of the leader without a submissive attitude, but with pride, in fact, we achieve the opposite. But here, Prabhupada established the fact again and again that Saryaki, by submissive attitude, won the heart of her husband despite being at first seemingly in a lower position. Therefore, I think we have seen that many times. It says that in the Shastras, when the Brahmana wives of Mathura, who were serving their husband dutifully during their yagya and their puja, when the Gopals knock at her door and ask for some remnants or for some boga to offer, to take prasad, the husband being served by their wife and being brahmanas in the society, therefore the head of the society, were too puffed up to even accord, to give some attention to those Vaishyas, you know. They were not inclined to be charitable, but the wife, the Mathura's Brahmana's wife, they had this submissive and service attitude. Therefore, when they saw the Gopals knock and asking for charity, they immediately gave. And this was their salvation. This was their emancipation. This was their perfection. And after the husbands, they told their wife, alas, alas, to hell our position of Brahmana, to hell our puja, to hell our rules and regulation, to hell being the controller, to hell all of this. Our wife, by submissive attitude, even though they were not so knowledgeable, even though they were not so great in terms of potencies and opulences, they attained perfection. So in this example, we see that by being chaste, by serving husband, we can attain perfection. Now, Prabhupada specified this is not a slave mentality. Why is that so? Because actually the husband, there is in the Shastra some indication when the husband can be rejected, because he can be rejected. It says that when a husband is accumulating debt, he can be rejected. If a husband is not able to maintain his family, he can be rejected. Similarly, in a spiritual position, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Bhakti Aloka, I think, this is the commentary of Upada Shamarita, he says that whenever the family is not suitable for spiritual growth, then someone can take distances. Therefore, we have to understand that in the Western countries, the main purpose of being together to raise a family is basically on material principles, such as the body, sex pleasure, or such as beautiful features, or even money, position in the society, security, but such a thing are temporary. Therefore, when the husband grows old or when the wife is older, she's not attractive so much anymore. Then, if the couple is the foundation of the couple is based on such principle, then it's dismantled and it's not going to last. Therefore, we have so many divorces. And not only that, but if in the society of nowadays, to find a stable opportunity to work is difficult. Therefore, the husband can lose his work. And if the wife is not chaste, then she may leave for some better position. She can find another man with a better job. And this is the destruction of the family, the children, the husband. Such a divorce can cause many suicide. Because for a man, to lose one job is difficult, but to lose one wife and one children is devastating. In the Western society, the care of the children is always going to the wife, generally. So you can see how much the chastity of a woman is important for the child to grow up. As far as I'm concerned, my mother did follow the Western principle of divorces, and I used to be raised alone by my own, let's say, my own freedom, because my mother was busy to work, and then when she was not giving time for me to be raised, then I was really free. I don't know real home education. Therefore, it was really difficult for her to raise me with the authority of the father. The authority of the father imposed limit. I received the love of the mother, so I was enough sentimentally or emotionally fulfilled. But as far as I'm concerned, I always had difficulties to accept authority in the school, because I did not have that figure who were explaining me, who were teaching me in the day-to-day home, family life. And this is happening more and more, and I've seen around me, I was not the only one. And those who have been raised by only one parent, they have generally more difficulties to grow up with confidence, with trust towards the society, towards the authority, without being emotionally fulfilled or satisfied and balanced. How can you expect to grow in a satisfactory way in the society? There is more impediment for you. Therefore, we have a society which is full of Varna Sankar, unwanted progeny, because PMA, GPA is like the motto in France. This is like in France it means medical assistance toward deliverance of the baby. Therefore, we say that we can raise and give birth to a child without even the need of a husband. We can go to a bank of semen and be inseminated without the need of a consort or of a husband. And then the family has been built upon bad foundation for the child, because something is missing. The woman and the man has been there for complementarity, has been there for showing the completeness of education to the child. And for his growth, it's really important. Therefore, the parents of Krishna and of the avatars, they never left. But as far as we can see, it's often the child who leave the parents, in fact, because those great saintly person, they leave the family life, even though it's heartbreaking for the couple, even though it's like this. So I wanted to just tell you one verse. We explain the fact that the more you have opulences, the more you become puffed up. And this verse is Janme Svarya Shutashivi Yodamada Mada Puman Nivarati Habitatum Ved Vama Kichara Gocharam. As soon as you have Shruti, you have the knowledge of the Vedas, as soon as you have Shri opulences, as soon as you have Aishvarya, wealth, as soon as you have beauty of the body, as soon as you have fame, name, power, and all those things, then it becomes like an intoxicant. Therefore, it's like to take wine. You become puffed up and you can act wrongly. And the Vedas add that such a person cannot come toward Krishna with sincere feeling. Better to be impoverished, because in that way you can come sincerely to Krishna and surrender easily. This is the mode of goodness of Shavana Muni, which is expressed there. Why is he angry? He has everything to be satisfied. Even though he has whole bodies toward the end of the life, he's still unhappy to have a faithful and young wife. He's still able to be angry. Even though he is a Brahmana, he's still able to be angry at will. Why is that so? It's because all his opulences make him feeling that he is the controller of this life. Prakrite kriyamanani guner karmani sarvasha ankara vimudatma kartaram iti manyate. Those who are influenced by the material modes of nature are thinking they are the doer. And to think I'm the doer is in fact the opposite of amani. The opposite of being humble, to be lower than a blade of grass. Therefore, those devatas, those higher beings, they may have everything we can materially desire, but for them it's more difficult to sincerely surrender to the Lord and to have a complete, qualified devotion. This is why they are in the mode of goodness. As far as I'm concerned, Shavana Muni, I have read in the first canto, he was there during Shukadev Goswami's speech of Srimad Bhagavatam with Parikshit Maharaj. Therefore, he is inclined toward devotional service. Such a great sage is also anchoring about Krishna Katha. So, even though he has some difficulties to maintain his emotional balance, his angerness, he's still eager to listen to Krishna's pastime and to listen to Vedic scriptures. He is a devotee. And Shavana Muni is also the Shiksha Guru of Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev, when he delivered when his deathbed to Yudhishthira, many advices to become a king for the future. Bhishmadev instructed him something like 2 months, during 2 months, continuously, from the rise of the sun until the dawn, the sunset. Therefore, Shavana Muni was one of the Shiksha Guru of Dharma Shastra to Bhishmadev. It's written in the Mahabharata. Therefore, he's also knowledgeable, he's trustworthy, he's a great figure. But, despite all these opulences, he was desiring to be married to Satyaki. I can just briefly retell the story that you may have fresh mind of what is going on, what is the context. So, one day a great king goes into the forest to the shelter of Shavana Muni. He goes with part of his army, as a king generally does not travel alone, and he goes with her daughter, Satyaki. But the daughter, while waiting for the sage to appear, went to bring some boga for him, like vegetables, leaves, flowers, to make garlands, to do a puja, to receive that great personality. But during the course of taking here and there what it was needed, she found two luminous objects, which was in fact glow worm, luminous worm. And interestingly enough, surprisingly enough, the Shavana Muni was not in his hermitage. He was in this glowworm hole, taking, he has all the cities, so he can become small as as he wants, and he can be great as he wants. He can be, he can go into the skies. He can do whatever he wants. This is such power of the cities. So here is the Hanima Siddhi is called, to become like Anu, really small. And the daughter unknowingly or ignorantly, by accident, killed those glowworms. And the sage was in that hole with all the blood coming, So as soon as the sage feel offended, what happens is all the soldiers of the king were waiting for the Muni to come back and to appear. They felt stomach in those position. They felt indigestion. And the king, being really knowledgeable, he knows that those things does not appear suddenly by chance. There must be a reason. And the reason is someone may have offended the Muni here. So he turned to his army and he says, who is the one who has offended a Muni? Because we are suffering right now, so someone has made something wrong. Please tell me. And the daughter came up here and say, I confess, it's me. By accident, I killed those glowworms in the hermitage of the saint. And Shavana Muni appeared and he says, is your daughter is married? And the king understands the mind of the Muni. He says, no, she's not married. Fearing and knowing the nature of Shavana Muni to be easily irritable, she says, I'm sorry for my daughter ignorantly acting like this, but I can offer her to you if this is what you need. Shavana Muni says yes. Even though he was a great sage, even though he was old, it says that when he was working, sometimes he needed two people to wear his body, because he was not even able to work properly. Therefore, Shavana Muni says, yes, I want her as my wife. So, this is, the ninth canto is about power of bhakti, how bhakti can redefine the providence, how can bhakti redefine your destiny, and how bhakti can drive away the lust in the heart of the man. Ninth canto is about multiple people, great sages, great kings, who did fall down because of sex desire, because of being attracted by beautiful and attractive woman features. Here is the case of Shavana Muni, who was in the end of his life and he did not need to go back into the Grihastha ashram, but he did so. Anyway, we have to understand that Krishna's dealing with his queens was significant. And I want to just quickly raise a point that in the same way that by submissive attitude a wife can win the heart of her husband and win over him, the devotees can win over Krishna by submissive rendering services. And this is the case of Satyabhama. Satyabhama, as you may know, sold Krishna to Narada Muni one time. This is told in the Harivamsa. I can just quickly tell this story because it's really interesting. One day, Narada Muni came to the palaces of Rukmini and he gave him a parijata flowers, that kind of flowers which is exquisitely smelling nicely, can attract the fragrance is so intoxicating that people rush toward this. They become mad. These flowers has been offered by Narada Muni to Krishna, and Krishna he has 16,108 queens, but he chose among those queens to offer this flower to Rukmini Devidasi. Therefore, when Rukmini was enjoying this, and Narada Muni told Rukmini must be the foremost of the queens if you offer this supreme gift to her and not to any other. But when the sounds of this news came to the ears of Satyabhama, the maidservant of Rukmini told to the maidservant of Satyabhama that Rukmini has been chosen by Krishna amongst all the queens to be the best. And the maidservant told that to Satyabhama. Satyabhama went furious. How can he choose me? How can he choose not me? How can he choose Rukmini to be the best? It's impossible. I'm the most beautiful. He should love me. And then Satyabhama decided to fast until death. And when Krishna came to Satyabhama's room, she saw, Satyabhama's mascara with the trace of tears. Satyabhama took out all of her ornaments, seeming she was looking like a beggar. Then Krishna says, "My dear Satyabhama, you are the loving jewel of this court. Why are you in such a condition? Did someone attack you? You know this is the duty of the wife to appear beautiful to the husband. Why are you not trying to please me? Did I do something wrong?" Satyabhama replied, "Well, I've heard that you have rejected me. I heard that now I'm not in your heart. I heard that someone has conquered you and you forget me. Therefore I have no will to live here. Better I'm dying, because my duty is to please my husband, but my husband has chosen someone else. How can I live like this? I'm rejected. My fame, my name, my family, my dynasty. I've lost their reputation. I have no will anymore." Then Krishna was trying to pacify Satyabhama and said, I can offer you a parijata tree, and on that tree there will be many flowers. In that way your reputation will be, restored again, and you will feel that you are the most lovable person in my heart. And Satyabhama said, "In that condition I think that I can forgive you, my dear Krishna." But Narada Muni came and says, Satyabhama, that if you want to completely win Krishna, I have a solution. This is called the Punyaka Vrata. The Punyaka Vrata is you serve during 1 year your husband, Krishna, with certain principle, and you give charity abundantly, and you serve all the guests with with wealth, with opulences. And at the term of this year, you may ask to the Lord that your husband give you a wish. So Satyabhama said, "I will perform this Punyaka Vrata, my dear Narada Muni. Like this, not only I will get the parijata trees, but I will get another wish from Krishna." So Krishna went with Satyabhama on Garuda, going to the sky and going to the Sudharma Hall, which is the palace of Indra's heavenly planet. And the parijata trees that Krishna wanted to take is the parijata tree of Sachi, the wife of Indra. And she was very attached to this tree because she was taking every day the best flower of that tree to offer puja to the Lord. Not only that, but that Parijata trees was the best among all Parijata trees because he was so opulent. He has been given thousands and millions years ago by Aditi, because Aditi was pleasing her husband so much, Kashyapa Muni, that he gave that tree by all his mystic powers. He put all his mystic powers. And you know that Kashyapa Muni is such a great that he gave birth to all, he was the father of all the devatas and all the demons. So he put all those mystic powers into that trees. And that trees was so fabulous. He was the, the ornament of the heavenly planet, of the Indra's garden. And when Indra heard that Krishna wanted to take that foremost of the trees, he says, I'm okay with this. But such he came to him and says, you cannot do this. Krishna is, just a citizen of the earthly planet. He cannot take what belongs to the heavenly planet. It's not according to Vedic principle. The Somarasa, all those kind of things of opulences, Chintamani jewels, and all those things, Parijata, desire trees, Kamadhenu cows, they have to stay in the heavenly planet. If they come down to the earth in the hands of people who will misuse them, then great havoc will come. We cannot let this happen. So my dear Indra, you have to protect the trees. Indra says, I'm okay with that. I will, you have right, I will protect my name, my position, my reputation, my opulences, and the order. This is my mission. I've been appointed by the Lord, Krishna himself. And my brother is playing with so many queens, and I'm not even sure that he is really a master of his senses. Therefore, I will correct my brother, because in fact, Vamanadev is the little brother of Indra, So Indra considered Krishna as his brother also. Because Vamanadev is in the family, he's come from the womb of Aditi and Indra's too. So they are linked as brother. So Indra considered Krishna, he appointed me king of the heavenly planet, and now he wants to, ruin my reputation. This is not going to be like that. So war happened between those two. And obviously Krishna destroyed all the army of Indra like snap by archery skill. Indra was using his thunderbolt, really wanted to kill Krishna, but not was able. He was really furious. But Aditi came between the two camps and says, my dear child, just be pacified, go near the bank of a great river and just offer your obeisances unto each other and try to build peace. They did so, and Krishna says, I need to satisfy the desire of Satyabhama, because I promise, and when I give my word, they cannot be unfulfilled. And Indra told, I know I want to do that, but I have also pressure from my wife. She wants me to be the great king, and if you do that, then I will lose my reputation. And you put me in that position of the heavenly king. Therefore, nobody will respect me if you do that. Krishna says, I have to do it. And Indra says, I'm your servant. So he offered obeisances, they settled the peace. Krishna took the Parijata flower, Satyabhama, and he go back on Garudas, really as a conqueror, as a conquerant. And when Satyabhama brought back the Parijata trees onto his palace, she felt so happy to be the foremost of the queen, to be so loved by Krishna, the supreme husband. And now she come to the term of her Punya Kavarata, and she has a special wish. So she says, my dear Krishna, now my wish, by the dint of the power of my vow, is to tie you at this tree. And Krishna says, yes, you can do. You want me by your love. You can do anything. You can sell me to whoever you want. You can sell me whenever you want. I am your object. So, as Mother Yashoda did with Damodar, Satyabhama attached Krishna to the Parijata tree. And Narada Muni was there to look at this wonderful and marvelous facts. And Satyabhama says, my dear Krishna, I want to sell you. I want that you've been sold to Narada Muni because he's my well-wisher. All of this pleasure happens because of him. And Krishna says, yes, you can sell me to Narada Muni. I can go with him. And Narada Muni was really happy. And then he decided to test the words of Krishna. Is he really surrendered? Is he really following what his wife wants? Then he told Krishna, you should wash my feet, Krishna, if you are now my servant. You have been sold. And then Krishna washed the feet of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni says, no, please wait. No, please come. No, please wait. No, please come. Do 2-step here, do 2-step there. And Krishna was executing perfectly all the will of Narada Muni. And then Narada Muni was so happy to see Krishna acting as the servant of the servant that he said, no, you have conquered me. I belong to you, Krishna. You can do whatever you want. I'm selling myself to you. And then this story is finished, and it shows the fact that, yes, by submissive attitude, even the greatest controller accepts to serve his devotees. And even by the queen, Satyabhama won Krishna's and was able to Purushottam, the greatest of all the enjoyers, she was enjoying him. So I guess this is the time. This is what I can say today. Maybe I can, if you want, just add a little bit a verse about Rukmini. Oh, she won Krishna also by the dint of her devotion. She says one time, she sent a letter to Krishna, and in the letter of Krishna, when she was captivated by Rukmi, and she was, in a dungeon, being captive, she sent a letter to Krishna, please help me. And this letter, please save me, come to save me. In this letter it was written, Yasyangri pankajaraja snapanam manto, vanchanti umapati rivatma tamu pati, yariyam bujaksha narabaya bhavat prasadam, jayamasu vratakrisha shata janmabisyat. It means that, my dear Krishna, your lotus feet are looked by all the great saints. They are the goal of all the great personalities, including Umapati, the husband of Uma, which is Shiva. And all those great saints want to attain those feats. And as far as I'm concerned, I also desire those feats, but I feel unqualified to do that. Therefore, I decided that I will fast, I will perform such severe austerities that I will give up the life air of my body like this. By the strength of my devotion, I will be so severe that I will leave my body like that. And I will not only do that this life, but life after life. I will repeat the same vow again and again, and I will take hand to my life like this, by the strength of my devotion. And then I may obtain you, Krishna, because this is the only thing that I want. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing the play of Lakshmi Devi in Chandrasekhara's house, he was with his tears reading that verse. And when Krishna read that letter, he felt that his heart has melted by the devotion of Rukmini, and he decided to take her as a wife. This is the submissive attitude of Rukmini Devidasi. And you know that when Rukmini was chastised by Krishna, my dear Rukmini, you know that I'm not a great husband. I don't like you. I don't like you. I just do that because I wanted to chastise my enemy. And even though I wanted to chastise my enemy, actually I'm just living in those palaces surrounded by ocean because I'm fearful. I'm a coward. Not a cowherd boy, but a coward man. I'm not wealthy. All the wealth belongs to the king. I'm just a prince, and actually I'm a Vaishya by birth. Therefore I have no Kshatriya qualities. I'm not knowledgeable. I have a bad reputation because I was dancing with many young girls. Therefore nobody knows who I am, if I am trustworthy or not. Therefore, my dear Rukmini, you should choose another husband because actually I don't like you so much. And Rukmini cried so much that she fainted, And Krishna, seeing that she was taking this seriously, told her, my dear Rukmini, please wake up. I was just wanted to see you angry. Because when you are angry, your face is so beautiful. So I wanted to see that beautiful face. But you take it so seriously. No, excuse me, I love you so much. And this is like this. So, this is the hand for Krishna Lila and for Bhagavad Gita. Please accept my obeisances, and if you have any question, you can go on. This is time. Okay, Hari Katha ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srimad Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.